Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'll be reading Deuteronomy 30 of the King James Version Bible. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, and shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee, and the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayst live. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuteth thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and all his commandments which I command thee this day. And the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. And if thou turn unto the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul. For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, Who shall go up for us to heaven, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? Neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldest say, Who shall go over the sea for us, and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayst do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayst live and multiply, and the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away, and worship other gods, and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayst love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayst obey his voice, and that thou mayst cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayst dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to give them." Right, guys, so here you go again. The Lord is telling them what he will actually do. He's actually talking mostly about the blessings here, the blessings that he'll actually bestow on to the people who actually love him and serve him. Love him with all their heart, cleave unto his teachings, his statutes, his judgments, his laws that are laid out, and will set their heart and their sights upon Him and Him only. And that is such a beautiful thing, because it is indeed a blessing to be in the arms of God. It is such a blessing to know that He is there with you each and every step of the way. It is such a blessing to know that He is pronouncing a blessing over your life because you love Him and you serve Him and you adhere to all He says and you walk in His ways and you cleave unto Him, because in Him we gain salvation, in Him we gain deliverance, in Him we find favor, in Him we are healed, in Him we find joy, we find love, we find happiness, true happiness. Because let me tell you this, the devil, he will try to persuade you that you are happy, and you'll have this feeling deep inside that you are indeed not happy, and you know that you're missing something. You ever wonder why it is that even though people are very wealthy, they're still not comfortable, they're still not happy? Because even though they have money and they have all this wealth and they can get anything they want that money can buy, they're still not happy, because that very important, that very instrumental part of their life is missing. And I mean, I hear a lot of people talk about, a lot of these rich people say, oh, God, and I do this and God this and God that, but they don't really live their lives for God. And you can tell that they don't live their lives for God because of what you see in the public eye, right? And you see what they do in the public eye, and if you're living for God, you could never do that. And I mean, it just goes to show that God, you want to be in God's presence. You know that's where you ought to be, but you're so caught up in your own desires and in achieving what you want to achieve and to gaining all the things that you want to gain, that you've given up your happiness, that one true chance of happiness. And remember, the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things will be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Yes, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Seek to do the things that please God. Seek to do the things that please God. Seek to walk in His way, and everything else will be added unto you. I mean, listen to me. I've seen the glory of God for myself, and I will share my testimonies. But when the Lord says, and let me just tell you, okay, God is indeed an awesome God. Okay, He is awesome in everything that He does. And I mean, when I think about His goodness, we sing that song all the time, but we don't really listen, we don't really meditate on it, When I think of the goodness of Jesus and what He has done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. Thank God for saving me. I mean, when I really think about all that God has done, when I think about what He has brought me from and where I am today and what He has made me to be, what He's called me to be, I indeed feel truly blessed, and I can sit and meditate on any song that sings about God's glory, and I can sit and I can meditate on the words of God that speak about His glory, because I know of the glory of God. And I mean, it's an awesome thing, and I want you, trust me, that's the reason why I get up and I'm sick and I'm still talking to you, because if I can inspire one person, if God can use me to reach that one person who is indeed in need right now at this point in time, I want to be able to be used by Him to reach that person, because I know what it is like to experience His glory, and I want that for others. I don't want to hold that for myself. I don't want to reach heaven alone. I want all of us to be able to achieve all of that, to experience God's glory and His goodness, to be in His embrace, to be, surrounded by His love, to just be engulfed in His love, to be wrapped up in Him so much that nothing else in the world matters, that it's just Him and the focus is just on Him. And I want you to reach that place where you don't even care about self anymore. You don't even care about your own desires anymore. I mean, you don't care whether or not you're in pain. You don't care whether or not you won't see tomorrow, as long as you can glorify Him now in the moment that you're in, because you know that it is indeed a blessing to be in that moment, and you know what is to come and the glory that you'll be able to share in. Oh Jesus, somebody, oh, you need to experience God for yourself. And I'm not preaching. I want you to experience all that I have experienced, and even more, because I know there are many people out there who've experienced far more of God's glory than I have, and I want to reach higher and higher depths in Him. I mean, I want to just be engulfed in His presence daily, every minute of every day, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not perfect. I fall short of the glory of God. I get angry at times, okay? And I have to pray on these things in my mind, sometimes even out loud. And it's getting there, because I see where things are changing for me. And I mean, I want that for y'all, because I want you to be happy. I want you to be truly happy, because I've sought happiness in places that happiness could not be found. And now I'm happy. And sometimes I don't have a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a lot. There are things I lack that I want. But when I give it all to Jesus, He turns it around, and He multiplies everything that I have and make it reach places I didn't even know was humanly possible for it to reach. And guys, I'm an accountant. I make everything reach. Sometimes people don't even understand how I make certain things happen. Okay, but I do, because that's a part of what I should do. But trust me, I can't comprehend at times the way God multiplies things, and that's not something that any science can actually dictate or explain. And that alone shows me just how great God is, and I want you to have that for yourself. Okay, I want you to experience that for yourself. And so even with this verse, the blessing that is poured out on the children of Israel, that is there for them to take freely, because it is not forced upon them. God does not force Himself upon you. It's not forced upon them. They have to receive it freely. And it all has to do with the heart. That's where it begins with. And that's where you ought to start. Okay? That's where you ought to start. Start from your heart. Reach out to God. Prayer. Say, God, I want you. I welcome you into my heart at this time. You know, the song that we like to sing, Search Me, O Lord, and Know My Thoughts, I Pray. You need to sing that song and really meditate on that song and think on it. Make it not a song, but not so much a song, but a prayer, and reach out to God and let Him take control of your life and let Him lead, guide, and direct you. Alright guys, I think I've gone off on a tangent and rambled on. So guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you're alerted whenever a new audio video is posted. And guys, please don't forget to share your revelations and your thoughts down below, and I am there if you need a prayer, if you need a word of encouragement. You can always listen to my videos because I always give words of encouragement as the Lord leads. Alright, but guys, we all are. Once you're a child of God and you're seeking God and you want to know God for yourself, you are my sister and my brother. And any way I can help you to reach that level in God that you ought to be at, or you want to achieve, then you can most definitely hit me up. You know my Instagram, I put it in every one of my videos, okay, in the link down below. Okay, so guys, have yourselves a blessed day. Bye.